Hello, welcome to Mad Dogs Productions. This is the Redeye stream. And, okay, I paused there for a reason. The entire world is in turmoil. You have people like, you have people like fucking, oh my god, I named a mountain lion after him. Like, why is he, Tim Pool. I don't know why he was escaping my head. You have people like Tim Pool coming out and saying the same thing. You have the South China Sea. The United States has 3 fleets there. Do you actually understand what that means? That's not 3 ships, is it, Farty?
No, it's three carrier groups, and there's another one that's either supposed to be on the way or already underway. So that'll make it four carrier groups.
You have the Japanese moving into the area. You have Australia as well moving into the area. You have the Indians, and I mean like India, actually full blown pissed. Um, you have social unrest here at home. You have the unrest even spreading to like Great Britain or Australia. Um, you have the president of the United States saying, "Yeah, those islands you built and all that shit you're occupying is illegal." I mean, if I don't know what fighting words are, come on, those are fighting words, are they not?
Pretty much. There's a lot of saber rattling going on, and this is the saber rattling that you should have been seeing in the lead up to any conflict in the Cold War. And this is like a fairly concerning thing because just take the strategic situation with India, for example. Um, uh, there's a lot of history between India and Pakistan with the Hindus and the Muslims. They basically hate each other. Um, China is siding with Pakistan, and the Pakistan is offering ports to China and all this kind of stuff. Basically, China's siding with Pakistan to fight with the Indonesians. The Indians, and the Indians have already had a border clash with Chinese. It's actually resolved in the loss of life on both sides. About 20 Indian soldiers were beaten to death, and an unknown amount, but what's claimed to be more, up to about 40 Chinese soldiers were killed in that instance there. Um, and a very interesting thing about India at the moment is that they're buying weapons like crazy, and it doesn't matter who's selling it to them. Like even this is kind of telling too, because the Indians have approached both Russia and America, and the Russians have put their hand up first and said, "Whatever you want, we'll sell to you, not a problem." The Americans have come along a little bit later and said, yep, no worries. Yep, our caches are open to you as well. The only reason why America took a little bit longer is because it's just the lethargy, the the process moves at the rate of fucking continental drift with America. So like they've finally gotten along, and they're now, yep, right. India's buying off both sides, which is not a very common affair.
No, it's not. And like Aunt Jack just said, if India and China get into it, it will be the deadliest war in history. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, well, both India and China are nuclear powers, and we're kicking a nuclear power in the dick. And if anybody was going to use nuclear weapons, it was going to be the Chinese. Um, yeah, don't let their lack of range be of any sort of cool comfort or anything like that, because there are ways that they can deploy their mobile systems, in a
Yeah.
far-reaching.
Well, no, and India, Japan, the Koreas,
Mhm.
that will be the explosion point. Why? Because the United States has intercontinental ballistics. We could sit at home and like I'm hitting the fucking space key. I'm nuking Beijing. You know what I mean? And do you have a missile defense grid? I don't think you do. I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, uh, I'm not sure whether they've got the actual S300 system, but they've got a copy of S300, S400, which are also
And
anti-missile systems as well.
oh my god, and that's the thing too, right? Because they're waging a cyber war. They're stealing our technology and
Well,
copying it for themselves.
well, that's not just that either. I mean, like you have a look at with TikTok, for example. TikTok is just simply a way of phishing. It's a massive phishing scam. And there's also been other cyber attacks too. There was a massive cyber attack against Australia only a month ago that came in a couple of waves. And at the time we were saying that we're not going to name who it come from because everybody already knows it. And if we did say that, it'd technically be declaring a war at that point there. But now we're sort of coming out saying, yeah, no, we can pretty much assume it was China. So they're trying to destabilize. What they tried to do was the old black hat hacker fucking fire sale type deal thing. That's what they're trying to do to us.
Well, yeah, and just like when you paused there, I would have said something, but I was in the middle of typing. Um, Ain't Jack, will you share this? Because right now it's saying you're the only one watching. I think this is important stuff because, okay, this is a little bit personal, but not too bad. I've been feeling like shit. I'm waking up with my eyes bloodshot and like drooping from all the stress. I watched a Tim Pool video today. He looks the same way. My brother in law said he's about to go wig out too. Portland is still on fire. And now we might have an international incident. This sounds like the destruction of my country. And
Well,
it's
that's what
really getting to me.
well, that's what China is trying to do. Now we've been making a lot of analogies with 1930s, particularly 1939, and we're talking about things like with Neville Chamberlain going off to see Hitler and then coming back to Britain with that piece of paper in his hand. Yay, I did a good thing. No, you fuckwit, you just fucking screwed us over. Um, so we got politicians doing that kind of shit. Um, Now, what else is happening, which you guys need to start realizing, is that propaganda works both ways, and the communists are the masters of propaganda and infiltration, dissent, and anarchy. And have a look at what's happening with you guys at the moment. You've got a lot of internal strife, you've got a lot of internal anarchy. Your country is being ripped to pieces from inside out, your history is being dissolved. And whilst all this is happening, you're too busy saying that this is the specific problem when that's only to try and hide the fact that something else is going on outside of the world. And when this does happen, and this is a way that this can be done, because if you just look at like conspiracy theorists, you'll just see exactly how easy this is. Whilst you guys are looking internally at the problem and it's being built up as a big drama there, well, China will kick off a war somewhere else in the world that will attract America's attention. And of course, when the politicians go to try and send troops to help either us or the Indians or something like that, what do you reckon the public's going to do? They're going to jump up and down and say, oh, this is just to detract from the fact of the internal crisis. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to what's happening here, which is what the communists want to do, because they want you guys out of the picture.
Well, yeah, and okay, with all the divide, we have going on in our own country, that's going to distract us from what the president's doing. So,
Exactly.
I might end up voting Donald Trump, right? I might,
Yeah.
because the
And
Libertarian Party left me behind already. But the thing is, what if he does something stupid? We're not even looking at it.
um, well, just would like to know what would be classed as stupid. I mean, like, the only thing that he'd do that would be stupid is to preemptively strike China with a nuclear attack. Um, But like also too, like, you know, when this does kick off, they're going to absolutely play on the whole factor of how politicians are supposed to be renowned for making things up to detract you from what's actually supposed to be happening, and that's exactly what they're going to play off. And they will turn around and like try and make out that, oh, Trump's doing the wrong thing, Trump's doing everything bad because China's already doing it to us. It doesn't matter what we do. If we try and keep them happy, it's not good enough. If we don't keep them happy, well, they fucking hate us anyway. So it, everything we do is going to be seen as the opposite to its intention towards China, and that's what they're trying to tell the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if propaganda is leaking back through Antifa and all this kind of stuff. If it's how Australia's the bad guy, and we're trying to, you know, we're in league with your government trying to get you to vote a certain way.
Well, no, and Pinoid, I know we've talked about this, but it's escalating. Okay, I was just watching videos today. It is escalating badly. All right, the Chinese. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go full Alex Jones on this bitch. The Chinese put out that fucking flu on purpose. They
Mm-hmm.
did it to lock us fucking down. They did us to make us freak out, which it fucking worked. Look at
Mm-hmm.
our goddamn cities. All of them. Every major city almost. Like, you think that wasn't planned?
And then you have a look at another instance of what's happening in Australia as well. Is Victoria obviously didn't do anything properly during the quarantine, so they've been basically locked down now. We've shut the borders between New South Wales and South Australia, so Victoria's isolated. Um, Now we've got cases reappearing in New South Wales several weeks after we basically eradicated it from the state. Queensland has now locked off their borders to people from New South Wales because, well, now we can't be trusted. And once the borders were locked down into Queensland, there were a number of people trying to subvert the cordons and then get around, you know, the checkpoints and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of these people look like a certain demographic. And this certain demographic is one of my fucking pet peeves in society because it's renowned for taking people who are semi-intelligent and turning them into fucking retards. And that's universities. And universities are infiltrated with fucking communist, labor right, fucking socialist fucking rhetoric and ideals and all this kind of stuff. And it is very, very militantly fucking, you know, bloody held in those kinds of things. Like if you go in and say that like communism is bad, an entire university will basically berate, belittle, and fucking damn near fucking punch on with you to fucking say, hey, you're fucking wrong, because these brain dead fucks have been told the wrong thing by another brain dead fuck who is a fucking traitor to our country, and you know he should have been kicked out.
Well,
And you'll find that this goes back to the 1960s where you had the hippies trying to get rid of fucking conscription and all this. They brought in Gough Whitlam, they brought in the welfare state, and Whitlam's a fucking labor right, which means he's communist anyways. And it's these cunts now that have fucking weakened our country to the point like this and allowed these universities to brainwash our kids. So now we've got these fifth columnist fucking uni students who are trying to subvert all the quarantines and cordons and shit, scream rats and shit like that. And of course, we're too stupid to actually go and test these fuckers, leave them in a cell for 2 weeks. And if the fuckers get sick, we can just go, right, you're a fifth columnist. You tried to do that on purpose. We'll drag you out in the street, put 2 in the back of your head.
Well, no. Here's the thing, though. Pinoid, welcome. And before you go, because I know you asked for the link, so I know you're gonna go at it. I get that. But before you go, dude, my wife, my mom, and my wife work at the same company. So my mom told her, "Hey, go to Google and type in any random 3 numbers, and then go to the COVID thing." They're giving different numbers. They are lying. This is fake. It's a fake. Like in DS9, it's a fake.
So what you're saying is that 33 minus 13 is still 33. All right, it's high level Masonic numerology when it comes down to it. All right, they're all out here. We're all here worshiping the pan goat. You know, it is what it is. They're deep Luciferian Satarians, supposed the alleged black people. You know, they're not even really black people. Black is just a corporate designation put on them by the American public when it really comes down to it. No. What the fuck are you talking about? This
What,
thing is
what I'm talking
shit.
about is all these events are lining up to drag the entire world into World War III. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Yes.
no, it's not. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Right, and I've explained this to you before, and I'm gonna explain it to you again. Okay, it's really, really fucking simple. All right, so let's say you're a fucking giant multinational company that fucking produces goods overseas in fucking some shithole dirt company or country using fucking child sweatshops to fucking build your goods. All right, and you're shipping it back to the United States, which is the end user, or Europe, whatever the case might be. Either way, you need open sea lanes to be able to move your product through. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here's the thing: the United States. All right, back in 1944, put in what was known as the Bretton Woods Agreement. It had two parts to it. One is the basket of currencies, all right, that would all be weighed against the United States dollar that would be kept at $32 an ounce, all right, which ended back in 1972 after France and fucking West Germany tried to recall their dollars and try to redeem it for gold. And they fucking were told to fuck themselves because the United States had been spending like drunken sailors and no longer had the gold to be able to cover the amount of fucking money that they were talking about. It would have bankrupted the country. So, second part of it, though, all right, part of the Bretton Woods Agreement was that we would provide completely free fucking shipping lanes and provide all protections and make sure that everybody had the opportunity to be able to do what they need to do as long as they fought the Soviets for us. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the Soviets have been dead since the fucking 1990s. And
Mm-hmm.
George Bush came out and gave that speech about 1,000 points of light and the New World Order and all that shit. That's what he was talking about. Like, he was like, hey, look, you know what I mean? Fucking, we need to figure out what we're going to do now because the Soviets are dead and we need to figure this shit out, what we want to do. Well, we decided to throw him the fuck out of office and bring in a fucking pack of morons, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Obama, who wanted nothing to do with this. Donald Trump is here to deal with the problem. In case you haven't noticed, every time you hear about a country overseas acting up, it's a country that was protected by the Soviets. The Venezuelans, the Cubans, the fucking North Koreans, the Iranians. These were all fucking Soviet fucking satellite states and only existed because of the Soviets, and we never dealt with them. We never dealt with the falling of the Berlin Wall, and we're dealing with it now. And I told you this was going to happen, Mad Dodge. I told you fucking like 2 months ago about what was going on. I was studying this shit hard because I had a weird feeling that something strange was going to happen. And here we are. Fucking Trump said, you know what? Hong Kong's a lost cause and we're not going to fucking deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the United States from now on. And people are fucking pissed because they want to be able to continue the way things were and have the U.S. taxpayers foot the fucking bill for everybody's transportation security and for everybody's infrastructure and have us pay for all this fucking shit without getting anything in fucking return. We only use, legit, out of our whole GDP, only fucking 6% of it is reliant upon fucking foreign trade. We don't need it.
Well,
it's
yeah,
over.
and that's the isolationist idea that came, in the early 1900s, right? We don't need.
No. Like, no. Here's the thing. Check this shit out. First off, out of that 6% that we use, all right, 4% of that is Mexico and Canada. All right, so we're not really fucking using any of this shit.
Okay, so you totally, good job. You drove the car right to where I wanted to go. The Monroe Doctrine. We need it back. Russia,
Yes.
China, get out of the Western Hemisphere. We're done with you. Fuck you.
Well, here's the thing about Russia. Russia's a fucking basket case. No one cares about Russia. Legit. No one gives a fuck about Russia. All right. Yo, 1 in 10 of their fucking moms who are pregnant right now have HIV. All right, like a third of the population.
No, they're the ones propping up Venezuela. They're the ones.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not propping up Venezuela. They can't. They can't defend their own fucking borders. Their border right now, all right, is bigger than it was when they were the fucking USSR. All right, and they can't fucking defend it. They don't have enough. Their average age of the last person who was educated in their fucking military, who had proper education, is 55 fucking years old. They can't sustain themselves anymore.
Well, actually, Ain't Jack, dude, sometime you need to come on the show because you are a regular viewer and you have some of the hottest takes. EU is East Germany. What do you think?
You're not wrong. Sorry, I didn't want to shit all over Farty, man. I know, like Farty. You know, I mean, he's like Farty's real Australia based, man. Like, you gonna have to deal with all them Asian motherfuckers. Like, that's what you're doing.
That's what we're
like,
doing. That's
That's
exactly what we're doing. And it's not just
Yeah,
North
like-
Korea and all that kind of shit. It's we've got Vietnam, Laos, Thailand,
Yeah.
Taiwan,
Yeah.
fucking
Burma.
Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, fucking all those countries siding with us now. They're all fucking waiting for the chinks to come down.
Well,
Yeah,
no, and,
I mean, like-
I don't know if
Well,
you
here's-
jumped in. I don't know if you jumped in at the beginning, Pinoid. You might not have heard this. America has 3 fleets already in the South China Sea. President Trump came out and said all those islands that you're occupying, all that shit that you're making is now illegal. Come on, those are swinging words, right?
Yo, look, let's put this the way this needs to be put. Okay, legit. Parking anything in the South China Sea is a fucking retarded ideology. All right. What you need to do is you need to back up behind those first island chains and just shoot missiles at them. All right, because legit, like, yo, they can't get out of their own backyard. All right, fucking, yo, Thailand and fucking I'm trying to think here. Thailand and Japan. Japan has a better navy than fucking China does.
And Japan has our back this time around, right? You
Well,
know,
yeah, because Japan knows that China, like, yo, Japan and China are beefing. They've been beefing since like fucking forever, constantly. They've been going to war since like the beginning of time. Like, them motherfuckers don't like each other in general.
Well, one small issue with the Japanese Navy is that, yes, while they're very, very highly technologically advanced, China has more numbers, and the new rhetoric with modern warfare isn't going to be, one single highly advanced device that's going to sneak through all your systems and then, do a surgical strike on a specific target. It's going to be a swarm attack, and it's going to be swarms of drones or swarms of people or swarms of ships or whatever, and basically they're just going to keep coming until you run out of missiles to shoot at them. No.
Here's the problem with that mentality, right? First off, people are pretty worthless on the water. All right, like they're fucking useless on the water. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, you can have 1 billion people on a boat, doesn't fucking matter. Motherfuckers, like, yo, there's sharks in the water, right? And on top of that, like, yo, you got props on the back of your boat, and just run them the fuck over. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, they can't climb the sides of a boat. Like, that's the people don't matter. Secondly, you need aircraft carriers. Why? Because you need air power and air superiority. You have to be able to fucking bomb them fucking things. Drones are cool up to a certain point. Like, the China's ability to fucking, launch drones and things of this nature is nowhere near what Japan's is. And on top of that, the other half of this is the fact that those island chains will sit there and just eviscerate anything China tries to bring through.
Well, no, and the thing is also, like, Pinoid, do you get it? These aren't 3 or 4 ships, okay? You have a aircraft carrier with aircraft. You have destroyers guarding it. You have submarines underneath it. And we sent 3 fleets. 3 fucking fleets. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. The fuck's the matter? And I mean, like, yo, again, like, yo, the rest of the world, if they tried to build out to where the United States is as far as Navy capability is concerned, would catch up about the year 2230.
Oh, China's almost already there. They just don't have the men to put it in, like to put it into fucking full implementation at the moment. They're almost
like, they can't build aircraft carriers. Like, they're fucking trash at it.
Well, yeah, but some people say the carrier is outdated. Some people want to move away from it, but that's something we can talk about another day. Ain't Jack has another one here. You don't want the Japanese involved because it'll make the Chinese fight harder and much more likely to back the government. They still remember World War II. Asians have memories that are long, unlike Americans. I think he has a point.
Okay, so like, you're talking about the rape of Nanking, right? Which is fucking something that happened in South China. Again, you know, what I mean, like, you have to remember, like, the massive amounts of fucking people who live inland in fucking China. All right, and the vast majority of dudes who live in China, legit, are in the inland. All right, almost the entire fucking like outer coast of fucking China is all female because they took them and put them into motherfucking factory workers and shit. It's like, you know, it's stuff that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, yo, fucking like, China's a crazy fucking place. You need to study it. You know what I mean? Legit, in order like to really understand. I've been sitting and listening to books about China for days, dude. It's fucking the most craziest shit you could imagine.
Actually, I was thinking. I know this is kind of switching up a little bit, but with the current situation in America, I own the book for radicals. Should I do like a chapter by chapter, just short videos on that?
Yeah, I've been, you know, I mean, I've been breaking down Machiavelli on my channel. But I'll be honest, my YouTube channel, I've been fucking kind of just thinking about calling it quits for a little while and fucking working on me. Do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? I always recommend, like, that's like putting bricks in your shit. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking, it's a basement on your fucking channel. You know, it's a good fucking foundation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Never mind. We'll talk later about why you want to hang it up for a while. I'm kind of curious, but that's nothing that
Like, you
needs.
know, I'm like, no, I just like I want to work on me. You know what I mean? In my life and the shit that I need to do and things that I do. You know what I mean?
I just, when it comes to, okay, I'm serious. Like, I need to reiterate it. All the uprest at home, and now this is happening. I don't think that's a coincidence.
It's not.
I'm sorry, I keep going back to that, but it's not a coincidence, guys.
It's not, and as I mentioned before, it's total communist fucking rhetoric. It's all propaganda, and it's all fucking, you know, internal upheaval and unrest and anarchy and all this kind of stuff. It's just good Bolsheviks doing good Bolshevik things, and they just don't realise it because they're too fucking idiotic to. And that's why the communists love people like that.
Well, and yeah, when did the racists go from the guys in the white hoods to the guys with their fists up? If you get my meaning, when did that happen? Because
it's always been that.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And yeah, it's always no, you're good. It's always been that way. That's always been the situation, dude. Like, go watch, legit. Go watch fucking old fucking sitcoms and watch the black people talk about white folks. This has always been the case. Always. All right, yo, Cannabis put out an album called Melatonin Magic. All right,
no, and
like, yo,
I didn't even bring this up. Nick Cannon's bullshit recently. Did you see that? This motherfucker.
You have to remember, like, yo, the avant-garde of motherfucking black culture, right? The highest level of black culture, legitimately, is fully infiltrated by the black Israelites.
Well, another thing you also got to realise with like what BLM's doing at the moment is that this is the reason why I'm saying this is all communist propaganda and shit, because they tried to do the exact same thing here. Not like specifically triggered for Australia. They just basically went, oh, Black Lives Matter and fucking Antifa and all this kind of shit because you're just the same as America. And we're like, that shit just does not happen here. We've even got the Aboriginals going, nah, that's not the case, cunt. Fuck off.
Yeah. That's something else, right? Okay, so you saw this culture war start in the late 80s and then part of the 90s. And then it went away. And then it came back here in America. But you know where it came back first? Great Britain. Look at these motherfuckers. You know, like, they're fighting Muslims in the street. People are getting stabbed. They have been. I mean, Tommy Robinson was arrested, and I was talking to my buddy in Discord earlier today, and he's British. He said, look, Tommy Robinson put himself out there and was a dick. Well, you know what I thought? I'd be a dick too. You know what I mean? When you had enough, you had enough.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. All right, like yo, that's not how this works. All right, if you want to be a like fucking revolutionary and you want to be somebody who wants to change things, you you cannot come from a point of being a dick, right? Like yo, look at Malcolm X, look at Martin Luther King, look at fucking trying to think here. Look at George Carlin, right? Like you're not just being a dick. You're standing here, and when you change things, or John Stewart, you have to have like authority in order to do so. Like you have to have like that mentality of coming from a place of authority and a place of love, right? And that's how you fucking really change shit when it comes down to it. Like this is, what Tommy Robinson did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, fucking, he should have did it differently. You know what I mean? Like if he would have handled his business in a better manner and, been better spoken. And this is the other half of the problem too, is the fact that like these representatives that like we have out here, other than maybe like Sargon of Akkad, there isn't anybody who's really properly spoken and who isn't actually arguing the points well. It all
That's it.
comes off as like racist, bigotous nonsense.
Well, it's an interesting perspective for you. Like back in the 80s when Nelson Mandela was released from prison, there was this whole fucking rhetoric, oh, how much of a great man Nelson Mandela was, and even though he's a wife beater, he did this and he's a great person and all this kind of stuff, and like they tried fucking convincing me that like he was some fucking angel, but when we started looking into it, it sort of became, I don't know, demanding and sort of influential. You must think like this. You must think like that. You're not allowed to think this for yourself. You must, disregard what reality you can draw this upon and just take what we say on face value. And I'm thinking that kind of sounds like a fucking cult. And then you go and have a look at, like, say, the Black Panthers and stuff like that.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Hang on. You get on with like Black Panthers and shit like that, and then you sort of like, yeah, that shit is a cult. And that's the thing that's fucking really sort of, detracted me from fucking getting interested in it at all.
Well, with Nelson Mandela, he was calling for slavery, right? He was calling for servitude again. He felt like there was two different classes. Was he from India? I believe India.
No, he's South African. African.
Oh no, I'm thinking about Gandhi. My bad, guys. My bad.
Nelson Mandela
totally was my bad. Hey, Mad Dogs Productions does not necessarily respect or agree with any of the views given, and some facts may be wrong because Mad Dodge is an idiot sometimes.
Nelson Mandela was fighting apartheid. Now, when he was fighting apartheid, he had a fucking point, but everything else he didn't.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the whole mentality of the whole thing, right? Was that like, you can fight apartheid, right? But like the bitches it's always going to lead to communism, right? Because it's a collectivist mentality, when it really comes down to it. That's just like the Black Lives Matter. Like, I'm going to tell you what, like every Black Lives Matter protest I've ever seen has all just been like the majority women. There's not a lot of black dudes involved with these protests.
Yeah, let me put it this way, though, Pinoid. My wife left today to go to Portland. She has her strap on her. We're an open carry state. It's totally legal. But I told her, if you don't carry that gun, I'm going to fucking call a divorce lawyer. She's like, no, you're not. She's probably right. But you know what I mean? Like, take
look, that's a shitty thing to do, man. Don't make yourself a fucking target. It's unnecessary. I mean, she's a female. She's not in any goddamn danger. You know what I mean?
Yes, she is. What about the female that died 3 fucking days ago with 3 in her? Come on. Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
Like, yo, she's not in any danger. Right? As long as she keeps her mouth shut and like just shows her pretty little eyes and a smile, nobody's gonna fuck with her. She'll be fine.
But she's not. I want to say my last name here, but I won't. But she's not going to. She's more Irish than I am, for God's sake. She's gonna say something.
Well, that's half the fucking problem. You know what I mean?
What? They're
Right? Is the
burning
fact.
down cities. We can't say something? I mean, come on.
Well, like, no, if you can't defend yourself, you shouldn't say something. If you aren't able, look, man, it's really simple. It's like going to the bar. Are you going to say something to the dude who's like 6'8", 300 pounds of raw muscle when he fucks up?
Yeah, but she has. That's why I told her to carry her firearm in case something
Yo,
stupid.
how many does it hold?
7 total. 6, in the mag, 1 in the chamber.
Yo, real shit, dude. You're talking fucking 7 fucking shots, right? And you figure 3 or 4 of them gonna miss, and then it's basically a big ass paperweight.
I get where you're coming from. She's a pretty good shot, though. I think more of those are gonna hit, but I get where you're coming from there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's a big paperweight at that point, right? Unless you got an army with you, there's no point in motherfucking fighting goddamn the crowd. It's like fighting the ocean. It's dumb. You're not gonna win.
Well, then what? I can't even go to Portland. I can't even she shouldn't be headed there right now. So now we're banned from an entire city.
No,
Why?
you can.
Because they're acting like fucking idiots.
No, you can, but there are ways to deal with civil unrest and all this kind of stuff. Like, just take for instance, if you go over to some other country and all this kind of stuff, like one of the few rules that you should follow is try not to get involved with political public events and stuff like that. So, like, if there's a rally or something like that, you'd stay the fuck away from that. Listen in for any build up to civil unrest that'll give you an idea whether you should bug out, stay in your hotel, or whether you're free to move around. Don't get involved in local politics. So yeah, like Pinoid said, shut your trap.
So let them win, because they're involved in politics. They're destroying the building right across from my work, so to say. I gotta go to work. I shouldn't go to work. Why?
As
because
no.
Fucking. You know what? Most of them are white. I'm going to say it. Some of these idiots are acting like animals. They're going insane in Portland, dude.
No,
insane.
It's as an individual, right? You're not, as an individual, going to take on a whole fucking city full of fucking people. But what you can do is keep yourself safe in the circumstances by sort of circumventing these crowds and shit. Like, if your work is like directly across the street from these crowds and you've got the opportunity to go a couple of blocks over and around and get in through the back door, do that. Don't just walk straight through the fucking crowd. That's asking for trouble.
I'm an American. I'm allowed to walk wherever I want. Who are these?
Well, when you get your head kicked in, don't fucking look about it.
Yeah, that's kind of the deal. Like, yo, look, what I'm saying is I don't want you or your wife to have harm to come to you. That's my mentality, right? And so, like, what I'm saying is this: until we get to the point where legit we are in open warfare, there is literally no point to engaging this conflict, because all you're going to do is be pointed out as a lone gunman who's a white fucking nut, whatever. Nazi fucking whatever bullshit. All right. And they're gonna cite you for hate crimes if you get out of it alive, right? For shooting 3 or 4 motherfuckers who tried to surround you with blue hair.
Yeah, and call you a homegrown terrorist and
okay.
They're gonna be more excuses as to take away our fucking rights.
That is, I see your point. But she has to drive up I-5. Okay? They've been shutting down I-5. What happens, because she has my twins with her. She has my kids. What happens when they surround her car and go, "You white bitch," and they try to rip her out? Because they've done that before. They did that to an old man. I believe in Ferguson, right?
You put your right foot on that gas pedal and you go forward.
And then I lose my wife because she's in prison. No. I mean, because if you get surrounded, right? If you get surrounded by fucking people, right? It's literally what they're doing is holding you hostage, and you have a right to defend your life. It's different than if like you're just running up and fucking smashing into people, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that person, like that Jaguar who hit them people, whatever, right? They charge them because like legit, you know what I mean? Fucking.
He's not going to go to jail. Like, that dude's not going to jail. It's not going to happen. They can charge him all they want to. He's not going to go to jail. But like, it's different than like if you see a bunch of people and you don't even hit the fucking brakes, right?
Yeah,
If
there's a
they
massive
fucking start
difference
to
between.
surround you, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a massive difference between coming around the corner and going, fuck, I shouldn't have done that, and oh, look at these cunts 10 miles down the road, 10 points.
Yeah, huge difference between the two, right? Now, if you stop and they start to surround the car, you can run them over all the fuck you want to. You know why? Because you're being held hostage. That simple.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowed to protect you and your children.
That's a good point. I mean, the lawyer fees are going to be a bitch.
No. A public defender will get you off on that one. Promise.
And this is the point of the courts. The instance happens, and the courts are where you're supposed to argue the point with it later on and say, look, my life was in threat. These people were surrounding the car. They were starting to look like they were going to break windows. I was in genuine fear for my safety and the safety of the kids in the vehicle. So therefore, that's not just your safety. You're concerned about the safety of others, and you're not really concerned about the safety of the people who are attacking you, because fuck them.
Yep. It's called being like people have gotten away with this a bunch of times. Legit. You are fully allowed to run motherfuckers down if they're fucking legitimately surrounding the vehicle, pounding on your car or whatever, acting like fucking animals. You're allowed to fucking defend yourself and get the fuck out of Dodge. It's your job to retreat. And that's how you retreat.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but the thing is, Aunt Jack has a point. They're charging an old lady who got surrounded and then hit the gas. I mean,
okay, now,
they are no longer listening to the fucking rules.
No. Being charged and being convicted is a completely different thing, right? Yeah, sure. You are going to get charged when you do this, but when you get to court, that's where you get to argue it, and they can determine whether it is an actual charge or whether you should be let off.
All day.
Yeah, but why aren't they charging the people destroying the buildings? They're letting them free here in Oregon. Like, in and out, dude, like book and release. You know what that is. I mean,
I'm kind of wondering whether they're just trying to hold off and make it so that it's going to be a decent crime, because what can they really charge them for at the moment? Public vandalism, and what really is this? It's fifth columnist fucking communist infiltration, and, well, where's your laws on that?
Well, I don't think it would only be vandalism. I think you could call arson out there, and assault and battery. I think there's a few different charges we can make here. You know what I mean?
And they culminate in a bigger one. I bet you $10. So like a bunch of lawmakers are probably trying to sneak in a fucking sedition law or some shit like that, so they can charge these cunts with terrorism.
I mean, look. You know what I mean? Again, until we are literally in open warfare, all right? There's no point in this, all right? Once we're in open warfare, then they're enemy combatants. It's a different situation, all right? And you're no longer being charged with a crime for shooting people. It's that simple. But as long as they're just other civilians or other fucking, citizens of the country, fucking, you can't do a whole lot until they get that enemy combatant fucking joint. Once they get that, then it's on like Donkey Kong.
I brought it up a million times because I honestly feel like it was a shot heard around the world. You don't think when that standoff happened 4 days ago and that woman calmed down, put away her firearm, and walked away, and they were supposed to do the same thing. They ran up on her from behind and blew her brains out, dude. She's 20. Black Lives Matter. It was the woman who she was yelled at, Black Lives Matter, and she went, all lives matter. And then suddenly we're at a standoff. I think we're in open warfare.
We're not. You'll know when we're in open warfare. Legit. when there are just motherfucking like militias formed and cats are out here fucking, you know what I mean, digging in bunkers and fucking cities and shit and clearing out buildings and, you know, fucking, it's just that. You just hear it throughout the fucking city. Motherfuckers are just out here getting it. Then you'll know we're in open warfare. When there's fucking mortars being thrown and, you know what I mean, legit like fucking tanks rolling down the street, we're in open warfare at that point. We're not there yet.
Yeah, the National Guard at least needs to be deployed first.
Yeah.
I think it should have been deployed about 3 weeks ago.
I'm
a little upset with the president on this one.
Well, fucking, yo, I saw Trump tweet today, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of iffy about this tweet. Trump tweeted, he said, George Soros should be deported, right? And I'm standing here kind of like, I agree with him, but on the same point, I feel like that should not be the dude who says that shit.
Yeah, you're the president of the United States. Like, you can actually deport him.
Yeah, but here's where the fucking communists had Trump by the balls for a second there, is that fucking, like, part of the rhetoric was that this is the boog, man, this is where the G-men are going to come and take our guns, man, this is when, like, you know, the army's going to get deployed and all this kind of shit, and fucking Trump didn't do it, but that was exactly what fucking, you know, the Chinese were wanting, because as soon as you deployed the National Guard, it gave credence to their rhetoric. See, they're coming to take over by force and all this kind of stuff, and that would have kicked it off even further. See, like, we can play you lot like a fiddle.
Oh my God. You know what? You have a fucking point. Because they would put it up like Tiananmen Square, right?
Yep. And if you have a look at what happened in the Ukraine and all this kind of shit with fucking fifth columnists and stuff like that, you would have actors inside of fucking the crowds and stuff like that to actively shoot at the soldiers to provoke a fucking response. And that shit was going to happen, and Trump avoided that and took the power away from the chinks.
Yeah, I got into it today with fucking your boy Dade.
Your boy Pat or Dave?
Dade Lee Murphy.
Oh, Dade. Okay, I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, I got into it today with him, right, or yesterday, because what did he say? He said Walmart is not an essential business because they're forcing people to wear masks in their fucking stores across the country.
Well, I'm not in favor of this mask shit, dude. Like, my governor implemented it again. My neighbors, who are actually my friends, I'm not going to say anything bad about these guys, but when they walked up and they gave me a gift, like some oranges and shit, whatever, they just bought too much. They were like, here you go. They were wearing masks. This shit's getting ridiculous. We're in our own trailer park. We're at where we live. I mean, I'm not walking around with a mask. I have not worn one. I flew on airplanes during this pandemic. I haven't worn a goddamn mask once. I refuse. Make me. I will die on that hill. Arrest me.
I feel where you are, right? I do. I feel where you are, but on the same point, okay? Like, here's my mentality. If I have a mask on me or around me or whatever the case might be, or in the car, I'll put one on, right? I don't mind putting one on, whatever. I don't fucking really care. It doesn't really affect me enough that I'm gonna get fucking upset enough to, like, go, oh man, I'm not wearing no fucking mask, you know? Like, because I know that a lot of these places wouldn't be fucking doing the mask thing. Like, for instance, like the whole thing with Walmart. Like, why, like, I was bitching to dude. I was like, yo, look, they have to, like, say they're providing a safe work environment in order for their employees to be able to work there. Because if one of them catches COVID and they're not forcing people to wear masks, they can get sued.
What COVID, though? Dude, it's the flu. I'm serious.
Okay, that's something that you need to really stop fucking carrying on with, because, like I keep saying to you, if it was just you guys, you'd have a point, but it is the rest of the world, and we're not all just going to fucking blindly do what you can't say just to influence your elections or whatever the fuck the endgame rhetoric is. And you also need to realise too that there's been reports that a swine flu has been released from Wuhan. Also, too, in one of the stands, I think it's Kyrgyzstan or something like that, there's the bubonic plague that's just been fucking, starting to spread, and that was on the Chinese border.
Well, San Francisco fucking has the bubonic plague too, and so does LA. Fucking, but like that's a natural thing here. That happens all the fucking time because we have what's that shit called? The armadillo fucking spreads it, and on top of that, fucking homeless people and shit and all that nonsense.
I thought it was just San Franciscans.
Well, yeah, them that homeless people in San Francisco.
I'm going to show you guys why I say that. All right.
Yo, look, I know why you're saying what you're saying. All right, I get it. I know it's just the flu. I get that mentality. All right, I do.
You want to know the major point to all of this is fucking. You're not going to listen to the next lot when the swine flu comes around, right? So all of these restrictions and shutdowns and fucking quarantines and all this kind of stuff is not going to work the next time.
The swine flu scares the shit out of me. It's been scared the shit out of me. All right, because the swine flu is not like it's not the swine flu. All right, it's not some like bullshit ass fucking flu. All right, the swine flu is something else completely. The swine flu is literally fucking what is it? It's it's some African fucking it's the African shit, man. What the fuck was that? I forget the name of it. Fucking, but yeah, like fucking it's the John that fucking the Chinese pigs had, and they had to murder a quarter of the world's pig population in order to kill it off.
Yeah, but look at the screen. Lane County, all right? Yeah, totally doxing myself. I live in Lane County. It's gigantic. Come and find me. Lane County woman's COVID-related death, third in Oregon. I just fucking Googled it. Why am I wearing a fucking mask, Farty? We've had this fight before.
Yeah, dude, it's to prevent the spread to the vulnerable. I mean, like, now, what you need to also realise too is that, like, this, okay, we're finally finding out that this may be not as bad as what it was supposed to be. However, we still don't know what it's doing. Now, it could be a binary thing where fucking this swine flu could be the lethal fucking component of it. It could just be that it's like, okay, we thought it was nothing, so we'll go get it, voluntarily sterilizing ourselves. Because China will play the long game on this if they have to. If they have to breed us out, they fucking will. Like there could be a bunch of nefarious fucking aspects to this that we just don't know about yet.
China's not having any fucking kids.
Yeah, they repealed the one-child policy fucking almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing: after fucking 30 years of only having one child, they're running out of 30-year-olds.
Yeah, I know.
Right. They don't have anybody to fucking make new kids. Number one. Number two, the other half is they took all the women and separated them away from the fucking men by like an entire goddamn fucking by their entire landmass.
No, the reason why they repealed the one-child policy 20 years ago is because they knew that they would need more men like nowadays, and this is why they're kicking up a stink now, is because they're almost bred that out. Most families in China almost have 2 kids nowadays, and that's the whole point. You look at the civil unrest that actually is happening in China at the moment. Could you imagine that if like their one child got sent off to a far-off land to die, and now they're now stuck in a country that has no welfare system and will just let them happily just suffer and die and shit like that. Now, that would cause upheaval and unrest and bring down the CCP, but, that's why they bred it out.
Well, not like, all right, so they don't have any fucking kids, number one. Number two, the other half is all the kids that are being born in fucking China, right, they're only having like 1 kid per fucking woman still to this day. Like almost all of Asia is the same fucking way. Like China's, I think the replacement rate right now is like 1.4 or 1.5 per woman or some shit like that. They're well below replacement.
Well, yeah, the problem also is that the men over there aren't interested in sex.
That's
They're too
Japan. That's
interested in
Japan.
cat
That's
girls.
Japan. That's Japan.
No.
That's not China.
Yeah, you racist yank.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, that's
Look at
Japan.
look at your screen and the population numbers of Lane County.
I
Dude,
don't care about Lane County.
I do. There's only 3 deaths in this many people.
Yeah.
351,000, 310,000. We're at 670. 26,000 Latinos. I
Did you ever
mean,
consider that that could be because the measures that they've put into practice actually kind of worked?
No, not it, it's the fact that in rural areas and especially in the summertime, like fucking COVID is literally killed by the sunlight. And it only killed like the average age of a COVID death is actually older than the age of expected fucking death to begin with in the United States anyway.
well, no, and I understand party. My mother-in-law just went to the hospital, right? I think she's having a heart attack. I get that you're worried about your mom. I understand that, okay? But the population here, we are punishing everybody for like what? The quarter of who dies from influenza per year? I mean, don't you see a problem here?
No,
I do.
no.
I here's
It's a disease. It's a disease and a virus that we have no idea what it'll actually do to you until such as the time as we do. We should treat it like it's the fucking worst possible thing on the planet.
no. What we should have done legit is quarantine everybody over the age of fucking 55. That's what should have happened. Like now,
Instead, you had that stupid fucking governor and mayor, both of them of New York, shoving people with COVID in nursing homes.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
propaganda.
me?
Yeah, propaganda. You have all these dumb cunts that were listening to the chinks and all this kind of stuff and being played on by the whole racist card and all this. If you say anything about this, you're racist and all this kind of shit. So go hug a Chinaman, go fucking kiss a Chinaman and all this kind of stuff. Go lick your temples, go fucking lick the floors, all this kind of be like what the CCP have asked and be good little communists.
Well, hey, there's a couple of Chinese women that I wouldn't mind licking, but anyway, moving on.
not me. I'll be honest, man. I think Asian broads all look like children. Like I can't get into it,
Really?
but like, yeah, they all look like fucking kids. As far as I'm fucking concerned, like all of them look 12, and I'm like, I don't even like broads who shave their pussies. To be honest with you, you know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit different.
Like I'd like to know that my female's a fucking adult. That's my mentality.
Yeah, I don't want that fucking hair in my mouth. Like,
I don't see that fucking often. Like, what is wrong with you?
Man, I can only imagine that fucking all the stinky places you fucking stuck your head, man. Whew.
Oh, like, never mind. No, I was gonna make a your mama joke, but I don't want to piss you off. God damn it! It just popped in my head.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, like real shit, like fucking. As far as COVID's concerned, what we should have done was the vulnerable populations, individuals who have fucking HIV, people who have fucking cancer, and individuals over the age of 55 should have all been quarantined. Everybody else should have went about their business as usual.
You know what? What happened to HIV? Wasn't that an epidemic? Where'd that go? Nobody is talking about it. I mean, fucking, hey, like you don't fucking AIDS.
Yeah, you don't watch the right shit on TV because they talk about it all the time.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen just come out with AIDS and all this kind of stuff. But the thing with the AIDS virus is that while there isn't a cure, there are treatments out there that can extend your life and improve the quality of life and all this kind of stuff just by treating all the symptoms and things about it. Because what actually does kill you with the AIDS virus is it's not the actual virus itself. It's the acquired immune deficiency syndrome. So basically it just kills your immune system, and it's like something like the common cold will kill you.
Well, yeah, and you're totally right. They have medicine out now where people with HIV and or AIDS can actually still have sex. and not
there's-
transfer it.
No.
There is the onus on the individual with the virus themselves that, like, if they don't mention it to the person that they're sleeping with, or they go and knowingly pass it on without telling them, that's actually a criminal act and all this kind of shit. Passing on a
am I
communicable
wrong?
disease.
I thought there was medicine that shut it down to where it went into remission, kind of like
Okay, there's that, but like they have what's known as PrEP, right? PrEP is this thing that you get and you take it. I think like every day or every day that you're planning on being sexual. Which if you're a homo, it's pretty much every day. Basically you take it and it makes you fucking not be able to catch fucking HIV.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking of. All right, because I'm not a doctor.
No, there's both of those. Like Magic Johnson right now, you can test them and there's no fucking viral load.
Well, yeah, because like South Park said, he put $1 million in his arm. Like, you remember that episode? That was great.
Money is the cure.
But also too, it's and other things that have helped along with that too is like, you know, awareness, education, and all this kind of stuff. You will get taught this in school when you go through your fucking your biology, fucking sex ed and all this kind of stuff. And then there's the proliferation of prophylactics and stuff like that. You can get condoms for free just about anywhere nowadays, so it's not like there's an excuse to, you know,
how do you get condoms for free?
You go to Planned fucking Parenthood. Oh, by the way, it's not free because we fucking paid for it in our taxes, right?
No. When you can take as many as you want, they're basically free.
I still pay for fucking, like, I paid for fucking rubbers and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm married and Catholic, so enough said, right?
There's one time the offside was.
The last time I bought some was probably like a year ago, maybe. Something like that.
Oh, well, there's this one time we were doing a delivery to Long Bay Jail in Sydney, and fucking the offsider at the time was telling the bloke we were delivering to about the previous offsider and how he had this fucking massive hard-on for getting himself into trouble to send himself to jail because he was a closet fag. And then Chris said, the offsider Chris, that is, he said something along the lines of, oh yeah, and this bloke reckons that prison rape never happens anymore. And the bloke that we were talking to just simply responded with, yeah, and that's why we issue out, 15,000 condoms a week.
Well, no, and Pinoid, you know why you haven't bought condoms in so long? It's hard to find them in that small of a size.
Oh.
Come on, you swung at me before. I had to make a joke, bro.
No, he got the condoms from the Vatican. They were just
Oh, did he rage quit? God damn it.
No, I think he might have just dropped out. Because I think he was about to say something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, holy shit, did I just make him rage quit?
Well, I don't want you to take it the wrong way when I say that fucking Americans are so easily led. It's not funny, and it's being illustrated right now. How things are going at the moment.
So I was looking at the live chat and I hit back and it fucking just kicked me the way out.
Because I was like, what? That was a good joke. You rage quit? What the fuck? I thought we were friends.
But I've been with the same broad since like fucking January at this point. You know what I mean?
That's a record.
And it's been steady. You know what I mean? Like I'm just with her. You know what I mean? Fucking, so like I ain't fucking need rubbers anymore. I'm fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm fucking cool.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm married and I'm Catholic. Do you really think I'm going that route? No. I
feel like you should be doing something. You know what I mean? You don't need no more goddamn kids.
Oh, sorry, my son forgot he was cooking Totino's pizza because we're ghetto like that. So like the cheapest pizza you can get. Oh yeah, burn yourself, buddy.
I heard his fingers fucking singe.
Oh, he's okay. He'll be fine.
Oven mitt, dude. Oven mitts. It's what they're made for.
A shirt. For fuck. Jesus Christ.
Tea towel.
Towel?
Oh no,
Paper towel through that shit. Fuck, anyway.
He even had an oven mitt in his hand. He just
It's just the other hand.
Yeah. Never mind. It doesn't matter, right? We're talking about pizza here. All right. So, Pinoid, are you gonna hang it up for a little bit, or are you gonna keep working? What's going on?
Well, I'm literally fucking well at the moment, like, I'm parked for the night. I gotta head to New Jersey tomorrow, and then I'm going home. I've had my girl out in the truck with me all week and shit. You know what I mean? Taking her out to see the country a little bit. You know what I mean? We've been to, like, I think 8 states so far.
You don't want to take a black light to the inside of that cat.
Man, look, I'll be real, man. Like, as you get older, like, it just, you know what I mean? Like, you get older and you just, I don't have the drive that I had when I was fucking 19 no more. If I was 19 and had pussy available constantly, I'd have just been fucking, that's why I made all those goddamn kids and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, don't worry about my sex life. I'll be fine. At least I have one. God damn it. I'm an ugly son of a bitch. At least I still have one. But,
and now that you're drunk all the time and, like, you act like a fucking, you act like a mignon, so, like, fucking, I'm sure your wife bangs you out on a regular basis.
Well, so that is one thing from back in my day, man, because, like, I grew up with, like, the stigma of, like, the people from Mount Druitt, there's a 14-year-old virgin is a girl that can run faster than her father. What's the definition of confusion? Father's Day in Mount Druitt and shit like that. So I was kind of, like, socially steered away from fucking having random kids left, right, and center. And knowing now what I know now, I fucking should have just despite society.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. I mean, I'm like, yo, fuck society. I'm like, man, listen, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of goddamn kids, and then, like, y'all are gonna have to deal with them later on, just terrorizing your whole shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hear you, because my kids they're just like dad, and you're right. I get irate sometimes. You're totally right. And maybe a little bit of an alcoholic. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm not going to meetings though, so that means I'm a drunk, right? My son, who are Irish. Yeah. So I had one kid with one woman, and then I had the rest with the other. So it's not like I went spreading my seed around willy fucking nilly. You know what I mean?
I did.
That's fine. But no, I wanted you to show your shit. I think, even if we go off air and just bullshit, I'm fine with that. But I think I'm done on air for today because I'm trying to lower it from 2 hours to, like, 1.
I feel where you are.
So, yeah, you guys, Barty, have you uploaded anything? Like, I swear to God, I was subscribed to you. I haven't seen shit.
Yeah, nothing lately. I've been mainly doing stuff on live streams and things like that. And I have sort of had an idea for a couple of videos, but I just sat down to record them and just completely lost interest instantly.
Yeah, it's just not important anymore, man. Like, fucking, there's no place for a nuanced conversation on YouTube anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. I swear to God, I am waiting for BitChute to have the live stream button. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, like, even with BitChute, dude, there's no place in the world for individuals who want to have a real discussion.
The only thing realistically to talk about other than what's going on at the moment is the fact that Brie Larson's got a YouTube channel and she's a fucking moron for doing it.
Oh, didn't she shut that down already, right? Like, she got, like, major shit, I thought, and it shut that down.
Probably. She probably got trolled to death. But, like, yo, here's the mentality, right? Like, yo, look, I started off with guys who had 300 subs at the same time I did, right? There's a bunch of them who still have 300 subs, okay? But there's 2 or 3 or 4 of them who have 50,000 subs. And the ones who have 50,000 subs, I really have a problem with watching their content because all they do is the left-right paradigm bullshit, and they have no conversation about anything in depth or detail. They just sit there and bitch about Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and AOC, and like they make no apologies for being wrong about shit. And it annoys the fuck out of me because I'm standing here and I go, I make all this really good content. I do 4 or 5 hours of fucking deep digging about fucking videos a lot of times, put them out, and I get a quarter of the fucking views, and I get none of the goddamn subs because I'm not standing here going, ooh, MAGA, fucking, AOC's a horse face, and
Well,
I'm fucking tired of it. You know what I mean?
well, first off, are you subscribed to Razor Fist? Because I don't think he's at that level. Like, he has a lot of subs, but I don't think he's doing that. I watch him whenever he puts out a new video. I don't think he's doing that. He's speaking my language. You know what I mean?
I like some of what Razor Fist does, right? I do. Actually, I like most of what Razor Fist does. You know what I mean? Like, me and him we're all kind of like libertarian minded individuals, right? And we're anti-war people. He has a lot of respect for like the Roman fucking historians and fucking emperors and shit. I mean, I like that. I like that mentality. It's just he's been around for a very long time. I'm talking about guys who started off the same time I did, and like legit, they made their bones saying that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was dead, and then made no apologies when she popped back up alive and started making decisions on the Supreme Court.
Well, no, and I feel like sometimes, because I know you're actually talking truth here. I feel like sometimes, dude, I've been at this for 4.5 years. I'm at 1,500, and I've been speaking truth the whole time. Like, I don't think I should be PewDiePie.
No.
Or even Sticks. But I should at least be at your level, Pinoy. You know what I mean?
The only reason I'm at my level is because I have Turd Flinging Monkey on my fucking channel.
Well, when are you going to introduce me, dickhead?
I'm saying he's a big cow. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to like him. Like Joe at all. You're not. Huh?
Oh, no, I was saying, yeah, you're probably right. We're not going to click, right?
Like, yo, you're not going to like this guy. Legit. Like, fucking TFM, he's like, how do I put this? He's like, yo, fucking, all we need is fucking sex robots with guns on their fucking chest to shoot all the looters and we'll be good to go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he thinks that like poor people who riot because they're starving, you know what I mean, should all be shot.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get along with this guy. And memes. I didn't fire 2 producers. 2 producers left me. I didn't leave them. And where have you been on my fucking panel, memes? Fuck you, buddy. I'm not even sure who he's talking about. But I did have a couple, like, I have an inner circle where we all talk about business. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I'm at home with the kids. This is my job. Like, it's just the way it is. That's not what they said.
I feel like he's talking about Vash and maybe Optimus.
Vash and Optimus. Well, they can come to me with their problem because I've already talked to them since. So maybe they shouldn't talk to you, bro. Maybe they should talk to me.
I know like Vash got issues with you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. I had issues with him. He was being a fucking prick. And I'm going to call you out on it. But I shouldn't have done a live stream like that. I did mess up there. And I did apologize to him later. And I'm not trying to, like, start bullshit here. It kind of seems like memes is, though.
Well, they're all, I mean, kind of. Let's be honest here, man. The community is really not what it used to be. Well, it really is. It really is, though. Let's be honest. It really is. Niggas has always been stirring the pot around here. Yeah, how about we hang this up? We take this offline and shit.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to because memes is going in on me here. Memes, let's talk. All right. Good night. Good luck. Don't go to France. By the way, if you want to wear a mask, do it. It's your free choice. But don't make me do it. All right? I mean, if you're wearing a mask, aren't you already protected? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying back off my freedoms and I'll back off yours. All right? Good night, everybody.
Peace.